Hi everybody, YouTubers, mom and dad, family members. This week I mentioned earlier on that I was going to have my feeding tube taken out, or I was going to try to get it taken out, and I succeeded in that. I went in on Wednesday for a regular doctor's appointment with the upper GI doctor in the St. Augustine Upper GI Center, and talked to him about it. And we decided, since I have no more chemotherapy or radiation lined up and no more cancer, this is a good time to have it taken out, and I did not have to make a second appointment for that. He was willing to do that right then and there in his office if I was willing to put up with the pain, and I was. The pain, like he predicted, lasted only about 3 seconds when he yanked it out, because the bulb is a lot bigger inside the stomach than the little hole that it had to come through. I'm going to show you that little hole that he left behind. Here we go. See the second belly button up here? That's where the tube was yanked out. The hole doesn't go very deep. It kind of closed up where it goes into the stomach. And I imagine over time it'll get smaller and smaller. It oozed out a little bit of liquid at first for the first maybe 12 hours after he pulled it out. A little bit of blood and clear liquid. I don't know what that clear liquid, I don't know if it was something that comes out from the inside of the stomach, or if it's just a natural body fluids, fighting off infections or whatever. But I did have a little gauze pad over the top of it for the first 12 hours, and then I was able to take that off, and there was only a little dab of whatever liquid on the gauze pad when I took it off into the next morning. So that wasn't bad. Yeah, the pain was intense for the first 3 seconds. I had to grab onto the edges of the gurney. I was laying back on the gurney at the time. But then it quickly went away, and there was some discomfort in the when I got back home. I had it plucked out in the afternoon after I got off of work, and when I got back home, a little bit of discomfort, but not bad. I was able to move around, do everything. If I had it done in the morning, I would have been able to continue going back to work for the rest of the day. That would not have been a problem. The pain wasn't that intense. It was just, you just felt that it was there. You could feel the hole there. It was not a big deal. However, I could not eat that night. He told me to only drink clear liquids for that night. Well, I did get kind of hungry, so I did eat a little bit of cottage cheese that night. I couldn't help myself. I had to eat something. But that was 3 days ago now, and he told me I could go ahead and eat breakfast the next morning and eat all my meals the next day, which I did. So I don't think the cottage cheese harmed me at all, because it's 3 days later now. This is Friday now, and this all happened on Wednesday. So I'm okay there. The port, you see that little boil there, right in front of my fingernail here, a little bump in the skin, and you could see where the tube kind of follows up into my neck area, then it disappears, it goes over to my heart, and feeds into a main artery in my heart. That's the port I use for feeding myself chemotherapy, especially when I wore that 24-hour day pack for 4 or 5 days in a row. The port I'm going to leave there, and I talked it over with my other doctor, my chemotherapy doctor, and this is the reason why. During the next 2 years, I'm going to be under close scrutiny. I'm going to go in for a PET scan every few months, every 4 months, I believe, and to make sure, because this is kind of a critical time, to make sure that cancer doesn't come back again, all of a sudden reappear. If it does, I want to make sure I'm all ready to go. I want to make sure the port is there, it's not harming anything, and because it's buried underneath my skin, it's not in the way of anything. I don't even feel it there. It's something that's just, you don't even know that it's there once they install it. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it there at least for maybe the next 2 years. I do have to keep up some maintenance on it. I have to go in and get it flushed out like every 3 months, I think, or 4 months. I can't remember what they said, but they did set up appointments for me, and they'll call they'll call me the day before and say, come on in, and I'll just drop what I'm doing and go on in. That's no big deal for me, because I have a very flexible schedule at work. I'll just go in and get it done and then continue on with my properties for the rest of the day when those days come around. That's not a problem with me. So the port stays, the tube is gone, and that's all I have to report. Goodbye, everybody. Bye, Mom and Dad. Love you. Bye, brothers and sisters. See you later.